Welcome to my ready room. I'm Murdoch, and this is 5 Minute Trek, where I've got 5 minutes to give you the rundown on a Star Trek vessel. Today, we're looking at the Akira-Class. The first part of Starfleet's vow to ensure the losses suffered at Wolf 359 never happen again. Resistance is not futile. Where to start? How about at the beginning? This beautiful predator of a heavy cruiser started life as just a hypothetical design experiment as tensions in the mid-2360s with the Cardassian Union were on the rise. Nobody at Utopia Planitia was dedicating any real time to it. They'd tinker with the designs and models in their spare time and off hours, never expecting a vessel like it to ever actually be used for anything, much less built. Then everything changed, suddenly and horribly, after a Borg cube made it as far as Wolf 359, and even past that, and decimated no fewer than 39 Starfleet vessels, destroying over 11,000 lives, and only stopped because Locutus of Borg had been liberated and Captain Jean-Luc Picard was brought back to his senses. Acting Captain Riker, having used the chaos incurred to the local hive mind to have an away team scuttle the cube. That was how ineffective Starfleet's firepower was against such a new and unknown enemy. That needed to change. They couldn't count on getting lucky like that again. Both the Akira and the Defiant would be born from the R&D and rearmament programs that would follow. Make sure to hit that bell so you get notified the moment the Defiant video drops next. In-universe, the Akira-Class gets its distinct shape from the original NX-01, as something of a callback to its design. In the meta, that is production reality, though, it's the other way around. As the ship's designer, Alex Yeager, working for ILM at the time, came up with the Akira's look in 1996. He also gave the class its unique name because he's a man of culture, and drew some inspiration from 1988's genre-defining cyberpunk anime film, Akira. And that's probably also the only time you're ever going to hear me pronounce it correctly during this trek. Alright, time to put the fourth wall back up. The Akira-Class's service life would see many ships of the line actively participate in the Dominion War, generally serving on the front lines and most of the major battles like the heavy hitters these vessels are. Over the course of the early 25th century, the Advanced Ship Design Bureau would come up with refit and successor classes of this formidable machine. Ostensibly, they were the Thunderchild class, the Armitage class, and the Alita class, each version taking a slightly different role but incorporating lessons learned from its predecessors. The Thunderchild's strength was its sophisticated phaser turret point defense system. The Armitage took on the role of a strike wing escort. I would have preferred the term assault carrier, but I wasn't put in charge of defining her role. The Alita, this one's name is also from a certain Japanese work, takes on that assault carrier role and introduces a new technological twist: destabilized tachyon emitters. These later forms, traditionally carrying complements of either Peregrine or Valkyrie-class fighter craft, would prove invaluable during the Iconian War of 2010. No matter what subclass of this ship you encounter, however, I keep calling them heavy hitters for a reason. And the fact remains, they are above all else torpedo boats. The Akira-Class comes in packing 6 Type 10 phaser arrays and 15 torpedo launchers. And for some particular specimens, one of them specifically devoted to what is known as a chain reaction pulsar torpedo. These things, once launched, continuously draw energy from their target, growing in yield strength right up until impact. Later refits of the class would include improvements such as phaser cannons and turrets in concert with the arrays. The Akira-Class is considered one of the most heavily armed Starfleet vessels in service for its size, thanks to all the previously mentioned firepower. And depending on the mission, the weapons pod, much like the Miranda-Class, could be converted to house scientific sensor suites for exploration and research missions. Another feature it boasts is the actual main shuttle bay takes up almost a third of the saucer section. And because of its size and shuttle complement, in emergencies, the Akira, while crewing 500, could hold up to another 4,000 evacuees. And thanks to those shuttles, if the transporters weren't working, it was still able to get most of that capacity filled fairly quickly. The ship has a maximum warp factor of 9.8 and can sustain that level of speed for 12 hours. But cruise indefinitely at warp 9.2. So unless you're in something you know can go faster, I would not try outrunning one of these girls if you get their attention. One more thing. These ships were built so tanky and durable, and not just because they sport ablative armor. Their operation time between major dry dock maintenance and overhauls was 18 years. Notable vessels of the line include the USS Thunderchild, having participated in the radically more successful Battle of Sector 001, the USS Spector, tasked with retrieving the then prototype USS Prometheus from the thieving clutches of the Tal Shiar, and the prototype herself, the USS Akira, having been one of several participating in the Dominion War. Next time, we'll look at the other ship that was made to fight the Borg. Some say she was overpowered and overgunned, but that sounds like my kind of ride. That's it for this episode. See you in the next one.